brothers and sisters in Western Australia, Perth in Australia, anywhere around the world. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I want to take this opportunity to wish you all the best for this year's Ramadan. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you and bless Ramadan to you. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept your worship in the month of Ramadan. And what a beautiful month is the month of Ramadan. And what a beautiful month Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with. The month of Ramadan is a beautiful month, a generous month. With the generosity of the month of Ramadan, it comes with it the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It comes with it the forgiveness of Allah azza wa jal. It comes with it the acceptance of Allah. It comes with it Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's liberation from the hellfire. It comes with it the Jannah. It comes with it many, many great blessings from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says in the hadith, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the very beginning of the month of Ramadan will open the gates of the paradise, and there's not even one gate in the paradise that's shut. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shuts the gates of the hellfire, and there's not even one gate of it that's open. And I know this is a hadith that many of us have regularly heard of, but I just want to elaborate on this hadith. What does it mean when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opens the gates of the paradise and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shuts the gates of the hellfire? It means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you for the paradise, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't want to see you in the hellfire. Allahu Akbar. This is what you get out of the month of Ramadan. So this is a very, very, very generous month that carries with it so much generosities. And it goes back to you, how much you want to acquire of this generosity from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So much so that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was described to be very generous. And more generous in the month of Ramadan than any other month. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was always generous, and more generous in the month of Ramadan than any other month. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed us with the month of Ramadan, in which worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Ramadan is not limited to just attending the masjid. Worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the month of Ramadan is not limited to the social gatherings that we have. Even though attending the masjid in the month of Ramadan are the most beautiful things, and socializing in the month of Ramadan is the most beautiful thing. But worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not limited to that. We worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always. We worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala anytime. We worship Allah azza wa jal all places. We worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in all months. We worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in all occasions. And this is the blessing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with the month of Ramadan. And that's why my brother and my sister in Islam, you and I are blessed. Are blessed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to live another Ramadan in their life. And that's why Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was shocked to someone that lives the month of Ramadan and yet their sins are not forgiven. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, may their nose be rubbed in the ground, may their nose be rubbed in the ground, may their nose be rubbed in the ground. They said, O Messenger of Allah, who are you talking about? And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, the one that lives the month of Ramadan and yet their sins are not forgiven. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was amazed to someone that lives in the month of Ramadan, that worships Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the month of Ramadan, that fasts in the month of Ramadan, and yet their sins are not forgiven. Subhanallah. Why? Because it just doesn't make sense. To the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam doesn't make sense. To the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam doesn't add up. That how would someone live the month of Ramadan, experience the month of Ramadan, and yet they are not forgiven in the month of Ramadan? The month of Ramadan is the month of forgiveness. How does it make sense that someone goes and has a shower and then comes out of the shower, yet they're not clean? How does it make sense that someone walks into the exam and before they walk into the exam, they get 70% of the mark and yet they fail? It just doesn't make sense, doesn't add up. And to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, people who experience the month of Ramadan and live in the month of Ramadan and fast to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the month of Ramadan, and yet their sins are not forgiven. For that, my brother and my sister, alhamdulillah, we are all blessed to be from amongst those that will live in the month of Ramadan. And we live another day, another month of the month of Ramadan. During the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, there were three companions who embraced Islam. So the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam appointed one of the Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala anhum to take care of those three newly embraced Islam. So two of those three passed away on the battlefield, and the third one passed away on his bed 1 year after the first two, or after the former who passed away on the battlefield. The companion that was taking care of those three companions who newly embraced Islam saw in his dream that the one that passed away on his bed 1 year later after the two who passed away on the battlefield had entered the Jannah before those who passed away on the battlefield. So he came to the Prophet Muhammad surprised. And he said, "O Messenger of Allah, I'm surprised that the one that died on his bed entered the Jannah before those who died and passed away on the battlefield." And Nabi said, "You shouldn't be surprised. Didn't he pray more than them? Didn't he fast Ramadan? Didn't he live an extra Ramadan in his life?" And that's one of the things that the Prophet Muhammad had asked. Didn't he live an extra Ramadan of his life? So the Prophet Muhammad reiterated and reinforced that living an extra Ramadan in your life is a blessing, more blessing than someone who's dying on the battlefield. Subhanallah. This is the beautiful thing that we get out of the month of Ramadan. So the month of Ramadan is a very generous month. And one of the generosities of the month of Ramadan is the social gatherings that we have in the month of Ramadan. Getting together with the families, getting together with the brothers and sisters, getting together with the neighbors, getting together with the Muslim brothers and sisters, getting together with the local community. There's nothing more beautiful than breaking fast with the people that you love. Unfortunately, this year we're not getting that. Given the current crisis that we're in, given the current situation that we're in, unfortunately we're going to miss out on it. But at the end of the day, we get the rewards. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the rewards. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the rewards for every iftar that we had held in the previous Ramadans this year. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the rewards for every person that we had breaking their fast this year, even though we're not doing it face to face. Why? Because we're doing it by the intention. One of the things that's very heavy on the heart is us not attending the masajid. Right now we should be in the masajid praying the Taraweeh prayers. But unfortunately this year there's no Taraweeh prayers. Why? Because we can't attend the masajid. But is that something that you decided on? Is that something that I decided on? It's not in my hands, it's not in your hands. That's it. This is the decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this is the situation that we're in right now. We have to adapt with this and we have to deal with it. But inshallah, we get the rewards as if we attended the masajid. We get the rewards as if we attended the Taraweeh prayers, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewards it according to your intention. Then the action will follow. You could be doing a good deed, but if your intention is incorrect, Allah doesn't reward you. And you could be having the correct intention, but you wanted to do the good deed. You did not get the ability to do that good deed, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewards you. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam used to say to the Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala anhum, whenever they used to be in the expedition, by Allah, for every step that we take, for every mountain that we climb, for every valley that we descend to, there are believers in Medina who are sharing the exact same rewards with us. The Sahaba said, "O Messenger of Allah, they get the exact same rewards as us, even though they are back at home and we are sacrificing and struggling and striving in the path of Allah." And Nabi said, yes, they wanted to be with us, but they couldn't make it. حَبَسَهُمُ الْعُذْرُ. They have an excuse that held them back. So it's not just about the action that you do. It's about your ability. And this year, we would have loved to be in the masajid. We would have loved to attend the masajid. But it's not in our hands. The masajid are closed. Not because you want it to be closed. Not because I want it to be closed. Not because you're happy about closing the masajid. No, I'm happy to close the masajid. However, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewards us every single night as if we're attending the masajid. It's heavy on the heart, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewards us as if we're attending the masajid. Because our intentions are there. We are doing it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we continue to have the correct intention for the sake of Allah, and therefore Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewards us as if we have attended the masajid. So my brothers and my sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewards you according to your intention. That's why one of the conditions of an acceptable and valid fasting, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewards you for, is that you fast for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, "Man sama Ramadana imanan wa ihtisaban, ghufira lahu ma taqaddam min dhanbih." Whoever fasts the month of Ramadan sincerely for the sake of Allah, awaiting their rewards from Allah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive the previous sins. So your fasting must be sincere for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not enough to say, I want to fast, and your intention is not for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal. Even if you fast, and even though you don't eat and drink from dawn to dusk, from Fajr to Maghrib, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not going to reward you for it. Because the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says that some people might fast, and the only thing they gain and achieve out of their fast is hunger and thirst. And some people might pray, and the only thing they get out of their praise is exhaustion and tiredness. It's not just about the action, it's about your sincerity. And yes, I'm sad and you are sad. We are sad that we can't socialize. We are sad that we can't attend the masajid. We are sad that we can't see each other. I'm sad, you are sad. I'm disheartened and you are disheartened. But at the end of the day, the hearts are in the right place. We are doing this for the sake of Allah. So inshallah, we will get the rewards from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Allah Azza wa Jalla rewards us according to their intentions. Allah will look in our hearts right now and He'll see. If the heart is grieving and the heart is crying and we're not attending the masajid, and you want to attend the masajid, but you can't attend the masajid, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward upon you as if you had attended the masajid. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is generous. His generosity is beyond your imagination. And His generosity includes that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward you even though you didn't do the act, as long as you are sincere about it and you tried. And you tried. And we are trying to attend the masajid, but the masajid are not open. We are trying to be in a social gathering, but the social gathering is not allowed. And inshallah, sooner or later, inshallah, it's going to be allowed. The restrictions will be lifted. But up until then, inshallah, we just have to continue renewing our intentions. Renew your intention. Man sama Ramadan imanan wa ihtisaban ghufira lahu ma taqaddama min dhanbihi. Whoever fasts the month of Ramadan sincerely for the sake of Allah, awaiting the rewards from Allah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive the previous sins. So it goes back to your intention. Why are you fasting the month of Ramadan? For what intention are you fasting the month of Ramadan? For what reason are you doing it in the month of Ramadan? If it's for Allah, to please Allah, to achieve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's forgiveness and mercy, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give it to you. How beautiful is Allah? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Hadith al-Qudsi, if my servant thinks of doing a good deed and he ends up not doing that good deed, I will record it upon him as a good deed. Subhanallah. Allahu Akbar. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewards you just according to your intention. If your intention is pure and clean, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewards you according to your intention. And our intention, inshallah, is pure and clean because we do want to connect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through the masajid, but we can't. We do want to connect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through the social gatherings, but unfortunately we can't. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward us. Rest assured, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you. Allah will reward you, Allah will reward me. And not only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward us, maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will multiply our rewards because it's not easy. It's a hardship. And the hardship is, yes, you've got this virus that's going around, which is a hardship, but not attending the masajid is a hardship. Not seeing the beautiful faces of the brothers and sisters and being together and breaking our fast, it's a hardship through the. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewards us according to our hardships. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward us according to the sacrifices that we make. And you know what? If it's hard for you not to attend the masjid, and if it's hard for you not to see your family, it's a lot more harder for the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and it was a lot more harder for the Prophet alayhi salatu wasallam not to see the faces of the brothers and sisters 8 years. The Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam was deprived from seeing the Kaaba for 8 years. We haven't been 8 weeks away from the masajid. We haven't even completed that weeks. It's only what, 6 or 7 weeks. 8 years the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam did not see the Kaaba. That was a hard test. That's a tough test. And Allah tested His most beloved human being in creation, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, like the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam did not see or gaze the Kaaba for 8 years. And if it's hard for you not to see your family, it was also hard on Musa alayhi salam for not seeing his mother and his brothers and sisters for 10 years when he fled Egypt and he fled Pharaoh and his army. And we all know the story. He went for 10 years. He was away from his mother and his brothers and sisters for 10 years. 10 years. And not only 10 years, they knew nothing about him. They didn't even know if he was alive or dead. But it was a test. So we are tested. But before us, the prophets and messengers were tested, and they were tested more severe than us. They were tested more tougher than us. And inshallah, we'll surpass this test. And we'll come out of it stronger bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. Because we are believers at the end of the day. We are believers. We are believers for a reason. We are believers because our hearts are connected to Allah. We are believers because we depend on Allah. We are believers because we believe in Allah. We are believers because we follow the orders of Allah. We are believers because we follow Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We are different than everyone else. And that's why the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam reiterates and elaborates on how different you are as a believer. Amazing to the character of a believer. All his matters to him or her are amazing. If something good comes to him, he thanks Allah Azza wa Jalla for it. And if something harmful befalls him, he has patience for the sake of Allah. وَمَا ذَلِكَ إِلَّا لِلْمُؤْمِنِ. This is only a character of a believer. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed you with iman, and Allah has blessed me with iman. And through this iman, inshaAllah, we'll penetrate any hardship. We'll overcome any hardship. Because at the end of the day, we know that everything's in the hands of Allah. And we are in the hands of Allah. And we'll surrender to Allah. And we'll continue to follow the path of Allah Azza wa Jalla. So my brothers and my sisters, alhamdulillah, there's a great opportunity that we continue to remind ourselves. Alhamdulillah, look, even though we are thousands of kilometers apart, and there is this social distancing and self-isolation that we can't see each other face to face, but alhamdulillah, We will continue to communicate with one another. We will continue to connect with one another. Alhamdulillah. Look at these platforms that we've got. Who thought that one day everyone can be connected to one another visually and audio? We will see each other, remind each other of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The deen of Allah Azza wa Jal will long live. And the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will long last. And the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will continue to move forward. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had blessed us with the blessing of Islam and the blessing of Ramadan. And right now we're in the month of Ramadan. This is Ramadan is strange. Yes, it's different. Yes, I should be in the masjid face to face giving this talk. It's strange and different, but inshallah our heart will always be with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because our heart will never differ. And our heart will always stay connected to Allah Azza wa Jalla. Our heart will always be with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So brothers and sisters, Ramadan Mubarak to you, to your family, to the entire Muslim community. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept your fasting. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala take us out of this predicament and this hardship sooner than later. And inshallah we'll be out of it sooner than later. Stronger with Allah Azza wa Jalla, more connected to one another. And inshallah we'll see each other very soon. Jazakumullah khairan. May Allah reward you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.